my granny.
This is my grandmother.
And this is my grandma.
Seniors are very important.
I love you, Babcha. We need you. You are loved.
When the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, we're all in this together. I've got many friends, and you are one of them. We're all in this together. It will be okay. Ça va bien aller. I've got many songs to sing, won't you? Sing them too, sing them too.
I'm Hainya Wiseman, and this is my sweet daughter-in-law, Linda Wiseman.
And welcome to the very first episode of We're All in This Together. And today we're going to show you how to make some cookies. We know being alone is very difficult right now, and not seeing your friends and family has been very difficult, right? Right, Hainya?
Absolutely. It's terrible, and I could give you an example of that by telling you that I lost my husband in the past few months, and I was alone. So it could really relate to the situation for you right now, which is basically you're alone. You can't go out to supper. You can't be with friends. It's a very difficult time.
So that's why we thought baking is something you can do for your family. You can send cookies to your grandchildren, to your friends. You may not be able to bake with them, but at least you could do something for them. So we're going to show you some cookies that are very easy for the holidays that you can decorate, and they also mail very well because they're sturdy cookies. So you can put them in a tin and mail them, or you can have your friends pick them up if you put them outside your door. Or you could freeze them. They're all very sturdy, guaranteed good cookies.
And what I've noticed, because there's baking powder in the recipe, they rise a little bit. So I could actually compare it to my hair before it's done and after it's done. After it's done, it's a soufflé, which eventually falls down. But
the cookies,
these
they
are
don't fall
cookies
down.
well, they don't, but they might drop a bit, but
They're delicious.
It's delicious.
And like I
it's
say,
fun.
they're easy. You could freeze the dough in advance. You could freeze the cookies in advance. If you have a grandson or a granddaughter coming to visit you but can't actually come see you, you could bake it in advance, put it outside, wave to them.
Isn't she wonderful? The truth. Isn't she wonderful?
Hainya, let's start baking.
Okay.
So let's start with our classic cut-out sugar cookies. We're going to tell you the ingredients, which will be on the screen, or it'll be on the Facebook page. We're all in this together.
So now we're going to get started, and we're going to give you the ingredients and everything that's required to make these beautiful little cookies. And just remember in your mind that it'll be making other people so happy. And when we focus on other people, we don't focus on our loneliness. So, Linny, you take it away.
Okay, sure. So we're going to make the classic cut-out sugar cookies. There's 4 sticks of butter right here. It calls for 2 cups of granulated sugar, 2 large eggs, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, salt, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and vanilla, of course, and then 6 cups of flour. So we also have these sugar to decorate the cookies, the colorful sugar. And we also made a egg white bath. So what we do is when we cut the cookies out and it's raw, we just brush some of the egg white on, and then we drizzle some of the decoration. And I have some cookie cutters, which are Christmas, and some are for Hanukkah. Basically put it all in, make the dough, and then we fridge it for about 2 hours or overnight. Or like I said, you could actually freeze it for later on. And
I think it's a better idea if you just refrigerate it for 2 hours. Because what I had when I refrigerated overnight, I needed a hammer to make it a little softer.
well, you know what I did actually? When I did it overnight, I let it sit for about 2 hours.
Oh.
So if you know you want to bake it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, take it out when you wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Or if you want to make it that day, just put it in the fridge for 2 hours.
And that's what happens when you have youth and a young girl who's so smart.
Hey, okay, so let's start baking.
Okay.
As they say,
I'd
showtime.
As usual, when you're baking, you start with the butter to whip the butter with the sugar.
So we're gonna put the butter in first. I'm just sort of gonna just cut it a little bit so it's just easier. Then we're gonna add the sugar. It's 2 cups of granulated sugar. Oh, but hey, I forgot. We have to preheat the oven. You have to preheat the oven to 350. Excuse me. Now my oven's preheated.
Okay.
So now I have my 4 sticks of unsalted butter.
Right.
And now we're gonna put in the sugar.
Sugar. Right.
So I'm basically going to, now we put in the sugar and the butter. Okay, I'm gonna put in my, okay. Now sometimes when I bake, the sugar or the flour goes all over the place, which I don't like. So I like to take a towel to cover it so it doesn't, especially when I put in the flour. So I sort of just cover it first. Okay, now it's good. You can also take a spatula and sort of just, so you basically want the butter to be fluffy. How does the butter look, Hainya? Do you think it looks fluffy, or should we do it longer?
I would do it a few seconds longer.
Okay.
And now we put in all the rest of the
No,
ingredients.
now we put in the eggs and the vanilla.
Oh, okay. It's a pleasure to be corrected. It is.
I just have the recipe in front of me, I have to say. Okay, so I think it's fluffy enough. So now we're gonna add the 2 large eggs. And then I'm also gonna add the 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Okay, and now I'm gonna turn it on again. And you could also scrape the sides of the bowl.
With a spatula, yeah.
Here, would you like to do it, Hainya?
Sure.
Here, I could even lower it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect, window. Okay. So you're gonna wait until it's all combined. And then we're gonna add in the flour, the baking powder, salt, and flour. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to add the 3 teaspoons of baking powder, the 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and now I'm going to add, it's 6 cups of flour. It's a lot of flour, and it's really going to go all over the place, so I'm definitely going to use my towel method. So I'm just going to pour it in. You also can do it halfway, and then you could do halfway and then do the other half, but I'll just put it all in like that. And then I know, like I said, from experience, it definitely goes all over the place. So I'm going to put a towel around it. A couple of seconds until the flour absorbs into the butter and sugar. Okay, this is okay. You see, it's sort of gone all over the place, but it's okay, because what I'll do is I'll just scoop it up and put it back in. It's all good. If you lose a lot of your flour, it happens to me all the time. I try to just save what I can, and the rest, my dog eats. So that looks good. That's all. Looks good, and then I'll try to collect some more flour if I can. It's not a big deal. Like I said, don't worry if you lose a lot of flour, they'll still come out perfect. I think we're ready. Okay. I think we're good. What do you think?
Very good.
Okay, so then I take my blade out. Too bad that the gyms are closed. I'm not strong enough. Damn those gyms.
That's good.
If the gyms were open, I'd be much stronger than I am today. Okay, so basically, okay, here's the dough. Now it looks like dough. So right. I'm gonna put my mix master on the counter. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to divide the dough into 3 balls. I'm just going to put this here, and then I'm going to take. Do you want to take a ball?
Sure.
Hainya? Take a ball. It doesn't matter if they're not even. Just 3 balls. You could do 4 if you want. Do at least 3 balls. So basically, you're going to just like a snowball. Okay, and then I'm going to take my saran and just wrap it up. Yeah, perfect. Just do it over here. Okay. So basically, here's 1 ball. We can make this one a little bigger. Okay, perfect. Okay.
It's a good idea to wash your hands before you play with the dough.
I'm sure you have hand sanitizer around. So now we have 3 balls of our cookie dough, and we're gonna put it in the fridge, and we're gonna wait, like I said, 2 hours overnight before we roll it. So I'm gonna put it in the fridge. But luckily I baked in advance and I prepared my dough yesterday, so it's ready. It's also a bit hard, like my mother-in-law said, but I need a good workout, so. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll the dough, and then we're gonna decorate it and then put it in the oven, and we're gonna show you how we do it. So we're gonna roll it here, and
Right.
I have some flour, so we're just gonna sprinkle some flour, and then what I'll do, Hainya, because it's a bit harder, I'm gonna roll it out, and then you could maybe cut, you could do the cutouts.
Okay, no problem.
That works?
Works for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll
Now
it
you
out.
have to remember that when you're cutting the dough, some will be a little bit thinner and some will be a little bit thicker.
But I
It
actually,
won't exactly
it doesn't matter.
be, it doesn't
But
matter.
I actually found that it was easier to take off when it's thicker.
Right.
Oh my God, Hainya, look outside. It's snowing outside. It's so
It's
festive.
beautiful.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to bake. It's a beautiful day to be indoors. So Hainya, why don't you cut out the cookies? Why don't we do first row all stars?
Okay.
Perfect. So I'm going to roll the dough, and Hainya is going to scoop the cookies onto the sheet. So why don't we do like Christmas, Hanukkah,
Right.
cookies. So let's do this, let's do another, perfect.
Beautiful, Lenny.
Thank you. Perfect. I'll re-roll. I have more dough because I made 3 of them. Okay. These are going to be good, Hainya.
Delicious. And you'll be so proud when you give them to your friends.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can't buy things like this. You can't buy cookies like this. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to do 4 more menorahs. It was really thick, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It's all good. Okay, and now I'm gonna do, oops, sorry, it came apart. I'm gonna make it better. But Hainya, you know what you can start off with? You can start, while I do this,
Brushing
you can
it
start
with that
brushing
one.
it and getting it ready for the decorations.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So,
And then I guess for the Christmas cookies we'll do red and green, and for
Sure.
the Hanukkah cookies we'll do blue. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do the dreidel, which is some of you don't know. The dreidel is a game which Jewish children play on Hanukkah, which they turned.
well, you maybe could bet on it,
Yeah,
where it lands.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna be beautiful. And then then I'll make two more dreidel cookies, and then I'm gonna do, then we're gonna do Christmas. Then we're gonna bake it for
15 to 20 minutes.
depending on,
15 to 20 minutes.
at least until the edges are brown, or light colored. The edges.
Very good job, Lenny. Very. See what kind of a daughter-in-law I have?
I have the best mother-in-law.
Thanks.
It's true. Okay, now I'm gonna do a Christmas tree. We'll make 4 Christmas trees. Okay. It's true, if you do keep the dough overnight, you must wait at least 2 hours to till it gets soft.
Or like I told you, a hammer. I couldn't make it halfway soft, so it was a hammer.
It's a hammer, bad hammer. Okay, so here's, I'm gonna do 4 Christmas trees and then we're gonna decorate them.
Right?
Okay.
Beautiful.
She loves color. My mother-in-law loves color and she loves vintage frames.
Well, I find that it could inspire you when you're putting the sprinkles on. When you're putting the sprinkles on, you could put it on the cookies and think about color. Color is so vibrant. It makes you feel alive. I was never a beige person.
Never.
In any shape or form. Who wants to be beige all the time? Of course.
Okay, now I'm gonna sprinkle. I'll do the Christmas, Hainya,
Yes.
and then you do the Hanukkah. You do the
Okay.
blue.
Okay.
You do the blue.
Pleasure.
You do the blue and I do the Hanukkah.
Okay.
Were these brushed?
Yes, they were all brushed.
all the trees?
All the trees.
Okay, so just, and you can also put red and green on a dreidel or a menorah. No one judges. And then I'm going to show you a trick which I like to do after all my decorations are on the cookies. I just like to pat it. So this way it'll stay on it. And it looks like my oven just reached 350. So now,
You're gonna put it?
So now we're gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna wait. Okay, Hainya, so now the cookies are in the oven. What are your thoughts about everything going on in the world?
Well, this is going to give you such joy because it's going to give you the joy of accomplishment. And when you look at that baked cookie, all your woes will go away and you'll be screaming in your heart when you look at the colorful cookies and that you accomplished that. So be proud. Don't feel sad. Because say to yourself, there's so many things I could have joy about, like looking at a snowfall or looking at the cookies. So that's a way to keep yourself happy and try to get your mind off anything sad and think only of the positive.
Because this will pass. It'll 100% pass. We're all in this together. Everyone's having a hard time. It's not easy for anybody, no matter who you are, no matter who you think they are. Everybody is going through a hard time.
And if you want to borrow my daughter-in-law, it's a pleasure.
And vice versa. If you want some wise advice, Mrs. Wiseman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, I think the cookies may be ready. It's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a peek. I'm going to turn on my light. Oh. Yeah, I think it's definitely, they're 100% ready and they look amazing. They look perfection. Hainya, what do you think?
They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. Look.
It's all good.
It's
Welcome me
all
back.
good.
Careful, Hainya, it's hot. It's hot. Careful, careful.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on my stone. Perfect,
And
but
you
it's
could
hot.
oh yeah, look how outstanding they are.
They look really good.
Very
We
good.
did a good
and
job, Hainya.
They're luscious. I'd like to invite my adorable granddaughter to test the cookies.
Annie, oh, she's here. She's here. She only comes down for you, Hainya.
Oh, God, thank you. Okay.
Annie, will you be careful? It's hot. They just came out of the oven. So Annie, have a cookie. I think they're ready to be eaten. You can choose any of them.
Okay.
I'm
gonna go with the snowflake.
The snowflake, just because it's snowing outside. Is it good?
They're perfect.
Good.
Very luscious.
Very luscious. You're screaming in your heart from those cookies.
I'm going to take a dreidel.
And I'm gonna take,
That's a menorah.
I know,
Oh, they're
I
great.
guessed.
It tastes like it tastes like a shortbread, like a butter cookie. They're delicious.
Don't miss the next episode because it's gonna be a wonderful concert. And there's such joy in not watching murders and things like that. Just joy. Making cookies, making a nice chicken, doing something so positive. And a concert, what could be better? Thanks for watching. Cut, cut, cut.
When the sun is bright or in the darkest night, we're all in this together. I've got many friends, and you are one of them. We're all in this together. It will be okay. Ça va bien aller. I've got many songs to sing. Won't you sing them too? I'll see you again at the rainbow's end in fair or stormy weather. For love is like a smile that says see you in a while. We're all in this together.